So, this week's NXT started off with a match between Dakota Kai and Ember Moon, just her typical match after these two were involved in the number one contenders match for the NXT Women's Tag Team titles 2 weeks ago. But the interesting part was after the match when Xia Li came down to challenge Dakota Kai's teammate Raquel Gonzalez for a match for the NXT Women's title, which I'm really excited for because of how much of a hot streak Li has been on lately with this new gimmick of hers. I was afraid she might have been set back after it seemed like she botched her signature spinning heel kick on Mercedes Martinez the other week, but it seems like she's still on the fast track to big things with this new gimmick. And then next, Bobby Fish finally reappeared on NXT, and he came back to a loss. I mentioned this a while ago, but I said when the Undisputed Era broke up that I wasn't sure how Roddy and Bobby were going to fare, since most of their career success came from the Undisputed Era. Cole and O'Reilly could easily find success as evidenced by their NXT Championship endeavors and their rivalry with one another, but Bobby and Roddy were really the ones I was interested in. I wanted to see if they could shine on their own as well as their UE teammates. And I think I partially got my answer tonight, because Bobby Fish was once again linked to Roderick Strong when he took on a member of Roddy's new group, the Diamond Mine, Tyler Rust. And after Bobby got distracted by Roddy, Rust took advantage and pinned Fish with a roll-up. But what doesn't make sense to me is when the Diamond Mine just stared down Bobby like they were going to attack him, because Roddy and Bobby shouldn't have ill will towards each other after the implosion of the Undisputed Era. Cole was the one who split them up and low-blowed Roddy, and Kyle blew Roddy off, so it would make more sense for the Diamond Mine to go after those two than Fish. Fish was injured during the breakup, so it wouldn't make sense for any of them to have ill will towards him. But anyways, Kushida, of all people, came out to help Bobby fend them off. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with this, since Kushida is the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, and I'm interested to see if Bobby will maybe challenge Kushida for the title, or maybe they'll do a betrayal angle where Fish joins the Diamond Mine and challenges Kushida in a way that'll probably be very reminiscent of Roddy's betrayal of Pete Dunne and joining the Undisputed Era back in 2018. And then next, Sarray faced off against Priscilla. No guys, I'm being told that her name is now Gigi Dolan. Why? Why change her from what we already know? You already introduced her a few years ago at the Mae Young Classic as Priscilla Kelly, so why bring her back and change her name? Wait. Oh yeah. Anyways, Sarray beat Gigi. I can't fucking say that name. It's like Karrion Kross. It just feels wrong. Sarray beat Priscilla Kelly, but during the match, Mandy Rose came out, so I'm excited to see where Rose's career goes now that she's in NXT. And then next, Santos Escobar would face off against Dexter Lumis. Escobar will be setting his sights on the NXT North American title after losing the Cruiserweight title, which I think is pretty interesting because I always liked it when a wrestler switches his sights onto a title that they haven't held yet, because it changes up the matchups that can happen. But anyways, as expected, Legado del Fantasma helped Escobar win the match. And then the NXT North American champion Isaiah Swerve Scott's team, Hit Row, had a standoff with Legado del Fantasma. So now it's a battle of two teams, which I think is pretty good. And then we had the return of the NXT Breakout Tournament with Duke Hudson facing off against Ikemen Jiro in the first round. And Hudson would get the win and advance to the next round. And then Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter faced off against Aaliyah and Jessie Camilla. And this was mostly the story of the Robert Stone brand, where after Catanzaro and Carter win, Aaliyah explodes on Robert Stone and leaves him in the middle of the ring, before Frankie Monet came out to lead Jessie Camilla and Robert Stone to the back, which probably means that she's going to be a new member within the Robert Stone brand, so we'll see how that goes. And then we had the NXT Championship match between the champion Killer Kross and Johnny Gargano, with Samoa Joe as the special guest referee. And Kross's conflict with Joe almost cost him the title on several occasions, but Kross would withstand Gargano and nail him in the back of the head with his signature forearm smash, which is a move I love because of how simple and brutal it is, kind of like in the same vein as Randy Orton's punt kick. And the forearm smash also complements his signature submission, the Kross jacket, so this way Kross is now not limited to just a submission finisher. But after beating Gargano and retaining his championship, Kross attacked Joe and put him to sleep with the Kross jacket. So I'm hoping now that Joe will make his in-ring return and will enter into a rivalry with Killer Kross, because if there's anybody who I think can end Kross's undefeated streak and his dominance since like his debut last year, it would be Samoa Joe. And I feel like Joe would be a good match for Cross since Cross's style will be very similar to Joe's. So we'll see how they build on all this next week.